Hello and welcome to another episode of Issuer Update. I'm Dimitri Giller, and joining me today is Kerem Usenmez, President and CEO of Volta Metals, ticker symbol VLTA on the CSE. Kerem, welcome.
Thanks for having me, Dimitri.
Awesome. Let's get started. Talking about financing. You recently closed an oversubscribed round of $1.5 million. What kind of demand did you see, and how are you planning to allocate those funds?
Yeah, absolutely. No, thank you. Thanks for the questions and having me. It's we initially planned for $1 million raise. We had really strong demand, so we upsized it to 1.5. Even then, it was oversubscribed. We had really good, strong interest in our story that with our new project, rare earth gallium deposit, that we wanted to advance. So basically, the majority, if not all, the money is going into the ground where we are going to drill. We are currently drilling as we speak and doing more field work. It's a deposit. There's an existing resource that we wanted to update. And with this drilling, I can say that we're going to be updating that within this year. So all the money raised is going towards that and advancing this project.
Okay, so speaking of the participants, you also had some insiders in the financing round. How important is that of a signal of confidence to the market?
Absolutely. It's all the insiders. We have participated in every round of financing since the inception of this company. And this one was no different. We all put money in, and we obviously want to maintain or grow our ownership as we believe in the project, as we believe in our story and the company that we're building here. So far, it's been fruitful, and we are growing. The project is growing with the infrastructure and everything else we have in Ontario where the project is. I think it's a good story for that way.
Okay, so let's switch gears and talk about the project. You've recently mobilized a new drill program at the Springer project. What are the key objectives with this campaign?
Yes. So, look, we have mineralization on surface, easy access, all the infrastructure, power, roads, everything is on site. So it was easy to get the drill on site. Our objective is to follow the surface mineralization and the known deposit that was drilled and with the resource and extend that. So we're basically going outside of this known deposit and following up on the previous drilling. And our objective is to grow the known shell. So the resource is going to be bigger, we hope, we anticipate. But not only that, we are following up on the gallium. So the resources was done on rare earths, really good grade, really good mineralization, was left open. So we are following up on that high grade rare earths. But what's interesting is the high grade gallium. There's a lot of high grade gallium in there. They drilled with thick intercepts, but that was never modeled. So with the new updated resource, we're targeting to have a gallium resource that is also high grade.
Okay, so Springer hosts a historic resource. How does this deposit compare to other rare earth projects in Canada?
That's a great question. So we looked at all the projects, rare earth projects in North America, not just Canada. There's about 177 projects in North America. Only 21 of those have resource, third-party made resource. And Springer, our project, is one of them. When you rank it based on tonnage or grade, it's about 13 in terms of out of the 21. But when you add the gallium, as it is, before we drill, it goes up to 8, with the gallium's, value and the high-grade nature of it. But we are hoping with this drilling, we're going to be in the top 5.
Okay. So geographically, the deposit sits within a prospective corridor. Can you give us a sense of the scale, the potential here?
That's another good question. We know it's going to be bigger because all the holes had mineralization in it, and they left it in mineralization. So it is open. It remains open on all directions, not only depth, but strike as well. So that's what we're testing right now. It's hard to say. I'm hoping to double it with this drill program, and it might still remain open. But what's also interesting is where the deposit is. what we see in terms of geophysical signature, we see a larger geophysical signature just east of that, where we also own all the claims. Our team is currently conducting some early stage work to identify targets for our next drill program.
Okay, so you've highlighted gallium potential at Springer. How big of a differentiator is gallium for Volta?
Yeah, look, gallium is extremely strategic element. It is currently used, well, predominantly used in AI applications. It's more and more used in semiconductors because of its faster response. Therefore, it is very strategic in a sense that majority of the production in the world is done in China. So North America, there's zero production in US. So it is now Western world is realizing its value. I mean, 98, 99% is produced in China. So I think having where our project is the location with a gallium resource that can produce gallium is going to be huge, not just for Volta, for Ontario and Canada, but Volta shareholders definitely will benefit from that.
Okay, so let's jump into the results. So you recently announced test work with the Idaho National Laboratory. What's the scope of this work and when we might see the results?
Yeah, so Idaho National Lab is under direct orders or collaboration with the DOE in the US. They are looking for critical minerals, predominantly rare earths and gallium, because of the reasons I just mentioned. So when we had our initial conversations with them, and they realized how advanced this is, and we have the materials to send to them to further testing, because our initial lab work that we did here in Canada was very positive. It's, no deleterious elements, no radioactivity, really good recoveries. Now they're following up on that work and also finding better ways to recover gallium. So I'm expecting some sort of results in the next couple of months from their work. It's very thorough work, so we're hoping to get some results within this year.
Okay, so let's continue down that path about prioritizing critical metals in the US and Canada. How does Volta fit into the evolving North American supply chain?
Given where this project is with the infrastructure, look, we have Trans-Canada Highway, just literally 8 kilometers from the deposit, and you can drive it. You can bicycle to the deposit because it's paved road right to the property, and power lines going through because there's 2 hydropower dams, one in Sturgeon Falls, one Kristen Falls dam, hydropower dam. Both are 7 kilometers from the deposit as currently it stands. Given the infrastructure, if we can grow it to a sizable that we think we can in short amount of time, this could be the first rare earth project to come into production in Ontario because of the infrastructure that we have. Obviously, you need the local support, which we are building that relationship as well.
Right, so you've mentioned the geopolitical shift in rare earth supply. What's your take on how that's reshaping opportunities for companies like Volta?
That's exactly why we went after this project. It is extremely important. I think Western world is realizing the importance of rare earths. Look, rare earths is used in defense, in healthcare, in electronics, in literally everyday modern life that Western world depends on, as well as defense. Your car seat, when you're adjusting with electronics, those are all rare earths. The defense application is enormous. So that's rare earths. Gallium, as we talked about, that's the future with AI applications and other things. So having a deposit here in Ontario, in Canada, with this infrastructure becomes extremely important. When you look at US talking about Greenland or Ukraine, there is no comparison because of the infrastructure we have, the support we have, and the deposit being easily accessible and advanceable. I think it gives us a massive advantage over comparables.
Okay, so let's switch gears and zoom out a little bit and talk about your roadmap. Beyond drilling, Are there any partnerships or strategic alliances you're exploring to accelerate development?
Not at this point. Look, we have the partnership with Idaho National Lab. It's not costing us anything for this magnificent work they're doing. We're looking at other alternatives as well as we move forward in that sense. However, first we are going to, with this drill results, we're going to update the resource within this year. Based on that, that's going to put our next steps on a map. But we have an idea. We might drill and grow it while we move towards into a PEA or bankable. I'm not too sure when that's going to happen, to be honest. But we'll see what kind of support we get from the government, if there is any. But we are going to move this forward. We believe this is a phenomenal project that can grow. And I keep saying the same thing, but we given the infrastructure, because it cannot get any better than this for a mining project, having this kind of infrastructure. I think we can move this fairly quickly into those further steps.
Okay, so let's zoom out even more. In the 12 to 24 month framework, what should investors be watching for?
Yes. So, I mean, it is not as easy as firm, you can put this, but look, this is what we're going to do. Drill results, Idaho National Lab results in terms of recovery and the roadmap for metallurgical, detailed roadmap, updated resource, potential for, advanced studies to get more funding or financing to advance this project into development stage.
Okay, great, Kerem. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for having me.
Joining me today was Kerem Usenmez, President and CEO of Volta Metals, ticker symbol VLTA on the CSE. Thank you and take care.